Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Skip, aka Skip and Tosh, here of the Sacktown Breakdown. And we're gonna be breaking some stuff diggy down. We just took the L to the defending champs, the Toronto Raptors. Score ended up being 120 to 124. Um, it's it's easy to get down on them for this one, but honestly, we fought hard to the end. I'm not putting this one on the squad at all, to be honest with you. Um, this all comes back to Luke Walton for me personally, so that's who this one goes on. Um, I mean, and not that the squad didn't make mistakes, don't get me wrong, but I mean, we literally were down at the end with like 40 something seconds left. Actually, maybe even more than a minute on the clock, somewhere between a minute and 48 seconds left with the ball in our possession, and Luke Walton does not call a timeout to draw up a play. And I don't understand that logic when we have two timeouts, but we'll go through the rest of the game. Give me just a second. It's showing that I'm live, but to the rest of my people, I'm not seeing myself pop up, and this is disturbing me. All right, let me make sure I'm coming through. All right, I gotta watch the commercial just to make sure that I'm good. You know what? I guess right now I could actually just put myself over here and watch this one as well. Let me come back over here and restart. Okay. There we go. All right, cool. So I know that I'm good now. My bad. When you're streaming, you don't know, and I just ended the live reaction stream because my audio started to get messed up. So I apologize, but let me go ahead and bring the iPad over here. We'll start taking a look at some of the stats and everything. I'm not going to make this one a long one, although I am going to leave it open to anybody in chat who does want to talk and participate. We'll leave the chat stuff at the end. But thanks for everybody who's tuning in. I appreciate y'all. And let me just... Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure that the audio sounded good. All right, so we take a look at it. Let's go and let's look at the game as a whole. 120, 124. Harrison Barnes leading our team with 26 points. Kyle Lowry leading the Raps with 24. Buddy Hield had 8 rebounds. I don't... Like, good job for Buddy Hield, but I don't like that because that's not his job. I mean, you like that your guards can rebound, but you don't want them leading the team in rebounds. But be that as it may, and that's probably going to play a role as we continue to look at things. So we'll let that be what it is. Let's see. Anywho. My bad. That's Tap himself, Tap Lover, doing the thang, chitty bang bang. De'Aaron Fox leading actually the whole game with 9 assists, which you like to see that from your point guard. Kyle Lowry, only 6 assists for his team, but that's because the rest of the team was sharing and distributing the ball as they do. OG Anunoby with 3 blocks, Rashawn Holmes with 2 blocks. Let's go and let's look at the team thing. So here we go. So we had generated a lot of open shots for ourselves, but they weren't falling. I'm gonna talk about our half court offense because that's part of the reason why I'm not so pissed is because of what our half court offense ended up being, which, you know, it's developing, but you want to see progress. So, you know, is what it is. Let me back myself up a little bit more and give y'all a little bit more of a. There you go. Let me know if you have issues hearing me, but you shouldn't. 55%. Now, this is what I like, and this is what's interesting. Take a look at this. Take a look at field goal percentage, because this is progress as well. We were 44%, 42 of 95 shots. We got 95 shots. They made 43, so they made one more than us, but they took close to 20 less shots, 17 less shots. We're getting shots up, y'all. And that's a good thing because that's something our offense was so stagnant to where we weren't getting shots up like we needed to, especially threes. So let's take a look at this. 3-pointers, another thing that I want to take a look at. Now, they made 14 and they shot 29, so they're almost 50%. As you can see, 48.3%. Look how many threes we shot. We almost shot double of what they shot. We made 20, so we made more, but we shot more. So we were 45%. We weren't far behind as far as percentage, and we made more. Luke Walton is starting to implement the things that he said as shooting more 3-pointers. And I noticed it because I was like, man, we ain't getting to the bucket. We launching threes, though. We launching it, and I was like, okay, cool. Especially when we were down pretty big. We were down like 15, 16 points to bring it back to be closer like this. And for us to be launching threes like that, I thought that was crazy. Okay, just want to make sure that my audio still in line. Okay, now this was a bit of an issue earlier on, and still we need to shoot better than this, but they're one of the best free throw shooting teams in the league as far as the Raptors. So they got to the line, they shot 29, but they made 24. Very, very good. They only missed 5 free throws combined. Us, not as bad. Now it is true that we only missed 5 combined as well, which is not bad, but we just didn't get to the line enough. Now part of that is going to be, it's going to be not quite a reaction, I would say, but it's going to be, a result is a better word. A result of us shooting so many threes. We're not going into the paint as much, so we're not getting as many fouls called. Be that as it may. Assists, and this is why Kyle Lowry himself didn't have as many, because you can see the team was distributing the ball. We had 23 assists, they had 28. So we weren't so far behind. And obviously it shows with us only losing by 4, but still the fact that they had 3 additional and Kyle Lowry wasn't exactly leading the pack, or I'll say he was leading the pack, but he wasn't hoarding the ball. He was making sure the ball stayed moving, so that's really good. Now rebounds, I am surprised. We actually ended up out-rebounding them, and I thought that we hadn't, but I was wrong about that. We out-rebounded them by 6 rebounds, which is good because that was one of our biggest issues before, right? We were like, man, we need to be a better rebounding team. Sure as day, we are turning into that. And that's a big thanks to Rashawn Holmes, but not just Rashawn Holmes. I've noticed that Nemanja Bjelica has really committed himself to rebounding more, and that's beautiful. And not to mention Buddy Hield, he's just got a knack for the ball, so he's been showing up in the rebounds as well. And then when you have an athletic, point guard like De'Aaron Fox, he can sneak a few out as well. Defense plays a factor, and they had 2 more steals than us, only 2 more. We were getting our good amount of deflections. Blocks, we had 7, they had 4. So, but they were bothering a lot of our shots. We tend to think of blocks as, being the best way for teams not to score on you outside of deflections or stealing the ball, but just having your hands up and, like bothering people's shot, the position that you're in. You just want to make people take uncomfortable shots. You don't have to block their shot for that to be good defense. Excuse me. Just make them change their shots, change the way they shoot. And then finally, turnovers. We 14, which for us was good. We were definitely taking care of the ball more, but we were tied. We were aces on turnovers. So, everything that you look at and you see ultimately comes to show that, we played a very, very close game. Let's go ahead and let's dip over into the personal stats now. So Harrison Barnes, 38 minutes, 26 points, 7 of 15. Very, very good. And 4 of 9 from 3. Harrison Barnes shooting 9 threes. And that's what I was trying to tell people. People are like, oh, Harrison Barnes, this here. Like, a lot of people are hating on Harrison Barnes. I'm like, y'all don't get it, man. The man's, with his wingspan, yes, he does. He's not the most laterally quick. It's true. He's kind of on his heels sometimes. But he makes up with that with the long wingspan and a strong body. But that long wingspan on offense lends to him shooting threes and people not being able to block them so easily. And I'm telling you, people don't realize, like, he was shooting threes at like 41% in Dallas before we got him over here on the Kings last season. So, but that's just people just hating on Harrison Barnes for whatever, because the amount of money that he's getting paid, everybody expects Harrison Barnes to be, I don't know, LeBron James, but he's not, and he'll never be. But he is an integral piece to our team. He doesn't need to be LeBron James. He needs to do this, and Luke Walton is going to find the exact way to use him because Luke Walton came from a team that Harrison Barnes had been on and had contributed to and helped him get a ring. So he's at least familiar with how he was used. I don't recall if Luke was actually on. Luke might have been on that team too. He might have been assistant coach, but I think he came the year that KD came. Or no, I think he was there the year before KD came, which would have been when Harrison was there. We'll fact check that later. Buddy Hield, 21 points, 7 of 16 from shooting, 5 of 7 for 3. It would have been nice to see Buddy Hield shoot a few more if he got up 9 as well. But, if he got up 9 and made 6, that would have been really, really dope. But he got up 7 and he made 5, which is perfect. Again, we need to get Buddy Hield to the free throw line more. He's the best shooter on the team, and he almost never gets to the free throw line. And we have to change that. He showed last season, he proved that he could put the ball on the floor and get to the rim. But and he's got a good body. I think the thing with Buddy is even though he finishes better now, he needs to create contact and then finish. So that way, it puts the onus on the referees to blow the whistle. But yet and still now he had 8 rebounds again, like we talked about. So that's a plus for him. It's so weird that he was negative 14, but that's why I hate plus minus. I used to like plus minus. Now I can't stand it. Two turnovers, so not so bad, and then 1 steal, 1 block. So very good for Buddy Hield, 2 fouls. Fox played 33 minutes, had 17 points to end the game, 7 of 16, just like Buddy. Didn't shoot a lot of threes, which is fine. 1 of 3 from 3, perfectly fine for De'Aaron Fox. That's fine. 2 of 5 from free throw. He had an issue with free throws last year. He has too much of an issue with free throws this year, and I know he practiced, but Buddy needs to get with him and help him out because we can't have that. He needs to be 4 or 5. You're a point guard. You are the one going into the paint. You are the one going out the rim. You have to do better. Otherwise, all you're doing is giving us a break, but you're hurting us. And you're putting your body on the line just to not get rewarded for it. You have to put that time in. And I think it's some of his mechanics. His mechanics lend to shooting threes, okay, but he doesn't follow through enough. He pulls his shot. We need to get him to leave that arm up, and I think he'll be fine after that. I think it's just a simple mechanical thing and a little bit of a mental thing. It will be fixed. It will. 7 rebounds from him. So again, athletic point guards, athletic off guard. 8 rebounds from Buddy, 7 from De'Aaron. 9 assists. That's what you want to see. 7 turnovers. You want him to keep those down. He had half of the team's turnovers, but he is our point guard. So that means that the ball was in his hands and he was making decisions. I'm not going to roast him over that. It's just facts are he needs to keep those down. I'd like to see those be closer to like 4, between 4 and 5. 7 is too high, but this is his 3rd year. He's doing great. 1 steal, 1 block, 3 fouls. Cool. Rashawn Holmes played 30 minutes, had 8 points, 4 of 8 from the field. Awesome. No threes. Okay. Didn't get to the line. That's a little bit of a problem because there was a few times where he did get fouled and they just didn't give it to him. Ridiculous. 8 rebounds. Perfect. So he tied with Buddy. Why didn't they just put Rashawn Holmes up there? I guess Buddy Hill looks better up there, but they tied. No assists, no turnovers. So good. 1 steal, 2 blocks. And 5 fouls. He's an aggressive player. It's totally fine. I get it. And he's young. No problem. Nemanja Bjelica played 16 minutes. Had 5 points. 2 of 7 field goal. 1 of 4 from 3. So not a normal night for Nemanja, but that's fine. He still provides us with floor spacing and gave us some energy. 2 rebounds. 1 assist. 1 steal. No fouls. That's what we pay Nemanja to do. Just 1 more 3 would have been nice, and because 1 more 3 would have got him 8 points, and that would have been really, really, really nice, and maybe 1 more rebound, but that's fine. Bogey played 31 minutes, had 22 points. Man, 7 was the number tonight. Barnes made 7 field goals. Hield made 7. Fox made 7. Bogey made 7. He was 7 of 14. That's 50%. He was 6 of 11 from 3. Let's go, Bogey. That bad streak had to end. It's fine. 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 turnovers, 2 steals. Very good, Bogey. Corey Joseph, 18 minutes, 10 points from your point guard off the bench. 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover, protecting the ball, 1 steal, 1 block, and 2 fouls. Good job, Corey Joe. Dwayne Dedman played 17 minutes, had 6 points, 2 of 5 from 3. Good job, Dedman. 3 rebounds and 1 foul. Cool. Trevor Ariza came off the bench for us, 5 points. Cool. Had 1 3-pointer. Cool. Made his free throws. That's awesome. Had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal. 4 fouls. Fouling a little bit too much to be coming off the bench for 17 minutes. Some of those fouls, though, that the refs were giving the Raps tonight were just garbo. And then Yogi Ferrell came in and gave us 4 minutes. He had 1 rebound. He had 1 block. And it was a very important block. And I believe it was on, can't remember if it was on Pascal Siakam or OG Anunoby, but it was a timely block. So shout out to Yogi Ferrell for that. And there we have it, peeps. So let's go back to the discussion we were talking. Luke Walton is actually talking right now. I wouldn't mind reacting to him a little bit as the media questions him. Maybe you guys can hear some of it. We did stay composed. We did. I can tell it. Right? Yeah, we did. We stayed with. Yeah, we did. We trusted the system. We trusted each other. That's true, Luke. Yep. And we made our runs. Yeah. Luke Walton, don't give me false hope, dog. Yeah, and they did. In their experience, they've been to the playoffs numerous times, and they won a ring last year, so. Let's see. So we had 10 fast break points. They had 18. We had 43 bench points. They had 35. Yeah, what? Yeah, and we were getting wide open shots, and we just sank some. If we would have sank 2 more of those wide open shots that we got that we missed, we'd have been good. So. Yeah, we don't want to shoot the gap on them. Yeah, because they'll make us pay. Yeah, and we don't want to foul them neither. We want to play honest defense on them. We want to get long, want to get low and long. Get low, get long. Okay. All right. That's Luke Walton. I'm not gonna belabor the points too much, y'all. I mean, we've had worse losses. We were on the road. We were playing the defending champs. We lost to them by 4. We were down by 16. We rallied and we came back. You know, I'm not gonna make too much of this. You know, it was a good game, and I'll give Luke the fact that he was right. We stayed composed. You know what I'm gonna tell you guys though? Above everything, this shows us what some practice time can do, because our last game was Sunday and we didn't play today till Wednesday. And I think our next game is on Friday, so we'll have a day off in between. It's hard to squeeze. You know, actually, you know what? Let me check. We might not play again until Saturday. Something within me tells me that that's not the case, but you know, hey, let's just take a look and see. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's not the game I want to break. Come out, man. Take me to my game. Too many ads in this Yahoo app now. Get it together, y'all. Take me to my Kings. Fam, what is so hard about taking me to the Kings? They gave us a 22% chance of winning. I already follow the Kings. Oh my gosh, this is annoying. Please, just take. Why won't you take me to the Kings? You guys are getting on my damn nerves. Take me to the Kings. All right, sorry y'all. This is just okay. Here we go. Finally. My gosh, I was like pulling teeth. Yeah, take me to our record though. Buddy Hill. All right, this app is stupid now. What do you mean my favorite team? Yeah. Sacramento Kings. All right, there we go. I guess I can let you guys see this, huh? What's the point of holding it back? Roster, schedule. All right, so okay, yeah, so we play Atlanta. Okay, so Friday and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Okay, so we're gonna get some more practice time in. You guys can see right there. So we're playing Atlanta on Friday. We play them early too. You don't want to push your guys too much, especially after a long and physical game like this. You probably want to give them a day off. We physically anyway. We'll watch some film. Give them a little bit of time because we know Atlanta is energetic and they still like to run. But Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I say we'll probably have 2 practices. We'll probably have a practice Saturday, and then we'll probably have a practice on Sunday. Or excuse me, practice on either Sunday or Monday or Saturday and Monday. I would try to do Saturday and Monday. Nah, you want to give their body some time to rest. You can run a light practice. Yeah, so we'll be off Saturday. We'll have a practice on Sunday, and I say it's a good idea for us to have like maybe a not as physical practice on Monday, but or maybe like a like defensive principles, but mostly offense. So that way we don't got to bang too much, don't got to bang our bodies. And because that practice really helped us, and I can tell, like if you watched our half court offense, we were pick and roll. We were doing Spain pick and roll, so we were doing double pick at the top, 2 people pick, come off. Bogey got some nice shots like that. Buddy got some looks like that, and then De'Aaron was able to penetrate like that. The 2 guys can flex back to the wings, or you can have one. You can have one roll and one flex to the wing. And then that creates the space, and it still creates your traditional pick and roll for you. And we were getting some good looks like that. If you go back and you do watch, or if you just recall, Fox was getting Lowry and Van Vliet, especially Van Vliet, trapped in jail. So he would come around, and then after the pick and roll, Van Vliet's on his hip from being stuck off the pick. So now he's on his hip. So Fox is bumping, up for the 2, or bumping, distribute, hit the roll guy. And it was just beautiful to see some competent half-court basketball. Another thing that I liked is when we had open looks, Trevor Ariza was really good about doing this too. Pump fake, go into the paint, have the defense collapse, boom, kick out for the corner 3, or kick back for depending on what side collapse. Usually it'll be, usually it was the weak side collapse, bam, kick out, corner 3, bogey hit, something like that. Nemanja did it too because he's got the Euro ball, so pump fake, jab step. Take some slow dribbles and, or even try to go in with the floater. But it was just competent basketball. And this is the type of basketball that you need to be playing in order to, finally start to get yourself some wins. So just to see us doing things like that, making competent plays, making smart plays, and then running some plays is really good. It bodes well. And if we're doing that 10 games, what are we? Are we even 10 games into the season? About 10 games into the season, then in another 10 games, and I usually like to do games, I usually like to do 10 game, evaluations of games in bunches of 10. I haven't been keeping my proper notes, so I'm going to try to commit to that for the rest of the year for you guys. So we have a snapshot of the season in bunches of 10. But yeah, just competent basketball. Better defense, not taking so many gambles, sticking with our guys. Of course, natural, people run plays and we weren't hitting all of our rotations properly, but that's going to come with time. The fact that we're sticking with our men, we're not gambling so much, we're playing straight up defense and really, really making it tough for guys, tough buckets. This is the stuff that you want to see from a team. So Luke Walton is starting to save his neck a little bit with the competency. Now we are still losing, so the casual fan will still look at these as L's when we shouldn't be because we have a deeper squad. But again, I said I was going to give it 10 to 15 games, 15 to 20 games, 25 games, quarter of the way through the season, about 20 games to really evaluate. And things are definitely starting to look up. All the wins aren't coming yet, but the wins will come. I'm starting to believe again. That the wins will come, but I'm not gonna just be like it's solved, we're all good. Luke Walton still needs to earn his keep. He still needs to show us, but I'm happy that with him getting some practice time, that's good. Now the other missing piece to the puzzle still, and I know we're still out of shape, I know, But we need to up the pace. We need to start running a little bit more. We haven't been doing that enough. We can't run like last year, too many games. We could do it for 5 games, and then eventually it's going to get to that 6 team, and they're going to be like, I know, you know, they're going to foul us, they're going to stop our runs, the jig will be up, all that. But if we can get 5 cheap wins just by pushing the pace, we need to do that. And then where we can't, what we need to do is put the onus on them a little bit. We need to be scoring on guys a little bit, you know, and then, you know, get scored on, and then push the ball and get, you know, get a cheap bucket here and there. If we just did that, you know, 4 times a quarter, you know, so a total of what, 16 times, 4 by 4, 16. Those can be, and let's say we converted on half of them. So 8, and let's say 8 times 2, 8 times 2, that's an additional 16 points, y'all. So I really, really want to see the team start to push the pace a little bit more and get us into that mode and get us into that mood, because we need to do that a little bit more. And guess what? Us showing some competency and taking care of the ball a little bit more, if we push the pace, and then after pushing the pace, okay, there's not a bucket there, then let's set up that half-court offense. But we need to be alternating like that, because we have the fastest guy in the league with the ball in his hands. It doesn't make sense that we're not pushing the pace enough. And we need to get some, you know, I'm just going to say it, we need to get some cheap wins, because we need to balance out. Because every 10 games, if we're not at 500, it's definitely not playoffs this year. You're like, no chance. We need to be maintaining 500 throughout groups of 10. You know, and then there's some room for some overlap. We can go a group of 20 where maybe we're a little bit below or we're a little bit above. But for the most part, in groups of 10 games, we need to be staying at 500. And right now we've got a deficit. We're behind. So let's push the pace a little bit. Let's get some cheap wins, especially against a bad defensive team like, you know, the Trailblazers. I don't want to call them bad, like they're horrible, but not such a great defensive team. You know, especially with Dame and CJ. When it comes to there, I want to see us pushing the pace against those dudes. You know, Atlanta, we can push the pace against them a little bit. They're down. They don't have John Collins. You know, let's push the pace on them a little bit. It can work. They're going to push the pace right back on us. We have to be alert and on defense. We got to score and then immediately get on defense. But we need to start doing this. And I mean, we've got Portland, we've got the Lakers, and then we've got Boston, and then Phoenix. So I say against Portland, Lakers, and Boston, we do that. We pace push a little bit more. Lakers, it's going to be a little difficult because Bron and them, they're smart, so they'll start to do things to check us and slow us down, but that's fine. We just need to brandish our pace. You don't always have to use the pace, but you need to brandish it. You need to walk in the room and show the people what you're walking in with. Gain their respect, put them on notice, and then from there, just be as creative and as responsible with the ball as we can. And I see us squeaking out some wins, some wins that, maybe we wouldn't otherwise. But, short of that, I don't see it happening. We're going to be going up against, our defense isn't there yet, and we're going to be going up against teams that, really like to do an offensive flurry and barrage. And we need to be able to respond. So, anyway, that's your boy Skip. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you follow Tap2K on Twitch. Make sure you follow me on Twitch, which is Skip and Tosh. Make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. That's where this content rolls over to, and where a majority of our videos end up being cataloged. So find us there and please follow us. We do have a coffee page. We have more ideas of different things that we want to do, but any things that you want to do these days, take support, financial support. So if you guys want to do a one-time donation, we would love it. Even like $1 helps because they add up. If you guys want to do ongoing support because you believe in our content and you believe in us, we would appreciate that so much. And we are going to design some additional perks. But for the meantime, the additional perks will just be like, communicate with us and tell us what you want from us, and we'll do our best to accommodate, to add that suggestion or to implement that idea, as soon as we can or going forward. But other than that, it's your boy Skip. I appreciate you guys tuning in so much. Continue to watch and view and check Twitch because that's where I'm going to be the most active because I like just being live and I don't like having to edit after the fact. So check Twitch. I'll be gaming on there. I'll be playing 2K. I'll definitely be playing it on my channel, but I'm gonna be playing it on the Sacktown Breakdown too. And I'm gonna I've started a my league that I'll take the Kings through this season. So keep tuning in. Big shout out to Tap for holding us down while I was sick and not feeling well. That kid is a machine, and I love it. Me, I'm more of like a brain. You know, my physical abilities are limited these days, but my brain never stops working. And Tap is just like the Terminator, just killing these recaps. So you'll see more of us soon, and you'll see us recap together. But until then, you guys stay blessed. Peace.